channel, this is Alina Sawa at your service.
That was too loud.
As you're about to huddle, we'll be discussing about how to avoid conflicts, right? So conflict or any kind of argument can be really annoying and they are energy taking, right? And nobody wants this in a constant basis. So how could we avoid this? Based on my analysis, I have divided this into two types. So the first type is the triggers for argument that could arise from the person whom you're dealing with. And the next one, the type 2, is the triggers for argument that could arise from your side. I know it's not pleasant to hear, but it's the truth. I want you to understand one thing, that nobody is an angel, right? So let's get into it. So I will go first with the type 2, right? So the triggers that could arise from your side. So the first trigger is ego. I know self-respect is good, everybody needs it, but when it comes to ego, it can only be toxic in your lives, right? So let's calm down. And for an instance, take that somebody wronged you, right? And later that person comes and tells you sorry, and what do? And now your ego is like, why would I even forgive that person? Like, he just wronged me and now he comes and just says sorry. This is where the problem arises. Like, what I would say is, even if the person doesn't come and say you sorry, just forgive him, because you need the peace in your heart, right? And we can't carry all this trouble in your brain. We don't need this. And the second trigger is center of attraction. Yes, so many of us wants to be at the center of attraction. So what it does is, it creates a very bad irritation in people who are working with you, right? So nobody wants you to overexpress all the time and get all those applauses, like, nobody's gonna love it. What will happen in the latter is, people will start judging you, and we don't want nobody to judge us, right? And the third trigger is dictatorship. Yes, everybody wants a leader, at least in some situation in their life, but nobody wants a dictator. A dictator who never listens to his colleague. A dictator who only dictates, who only wants people to work for him. Right, so this is what causes problems. So what will happen is, there are really good people in this world, like very quiet, caring people who will really work for you. Either it be from their love, or maybe they are scared of you, right? But the thing is, how long will it work like this? I know in the beginning it's gonna look everything fine for you, but later nobody is gonna even care about you, and we need people to care about us, right? Yes, so the fourth trigger is the fighter, right? So there are people who always get into arguments, right? And it's not their mistake. What is happening if you are among them? What is happening with you is that you find mistakes in people, and that is too much for you to even digest, right? So what you should do is, as I said earlier, you should learn this, that nobody is an angel. Everybody makes mistakes. Your friends, or anybody, everybody makes mistake, right? I want to tell you one thing. If you're among them, please try to control yourself. Try to look at the good things. I know all of us find mistake in people, but do not take it as a big thing. When you're going through this, when you're finding it very difficult to bear somebody, or somebody has done something that's too much for you, what you should do is look at their good side, right? This will really help you. Coming to type 1, that is triggers of argument that could arise from the person whom you're dealing with, right? So my simple answer to you would be, we can never change nobody. You never can change nobody. But there are cases where people change, and that happens only when they want to change, right? So all that you can do is follow the steps that I told before. Try to control all these things and it will work. So does it mean you have to always keep bearing that person and be that good one type? No. There is this another way you can get rid of it, right? What you should do is distance yourself from the person whom you're always having arguments with, right? So I'm not saying you to hate that person, or I'm not saying you to plot against that person, nothing. Right. So what I'm saying you is, just have this period of distancing. I would say to have this distancing period for at least about a month. right? So what normally happens between you and the other person is that, yes, for a better understanding, I would say imagine yourself at house and imagine yourself when you're outside house. So what happens is when you're at home, you can be yourself. You don't have to keep up that standard. You are yourself, right? But when you go outside, it's different. You have to now keep up the standard and the dignity and be that idol type, right? This is the same thing that's happening with you and the person you are whom you're constantly having arguments with, right? So you are losing respect for each other. Now you don't have to keep up your dignity, you don't have to show your standards, and the other main thing is you don't like that person. So now you can be rude and be an animal, right? And this is what is the thing, that you guys are constantly having arguments and you just hate each other, right? So what this distancing period does is, it's gonna make that person go far from you and be a stranger, right? And nobody would want to fight with a stranger, right? So, but you can be good with that person, you can smile, you can help that person when they need help, or you can ask for their help when you need help. So this is the only way you can avoid arguments, constant arguments. And I'm not saying every person is of this type. If you're just having argument for one time, do not distance that person. But if it is constant, you really need to do this, because I have to say you one thing, that there are a few characters that will never go together. They are never going to go together. It doesn't mean the other person is bad. It just means you and the person are not going together. So now you would ask, what after 1 month, right? So now the person is kind of like a stranger to you and the arguments have reduced or it has become null, right? So now you can get back. I don't say go become the best friend of that person, no. But just be good. Do that hi-bye thing and always be there for that person, right? I hope this helped you, and thank you for watching me and thank you for watching my channel. And do like, share, subscribe and comment down, right? And I'll be back with another video anytime soon. Until then, ta-ta!